Hi, it's Tina Anderson, and I am at the 49th Annual Sawdust Art Festival. This is in beautiful Laguna Beach, California, and it's preview night. 200 artists, probably 12, 13 different types of media represented. Eclectic, beautiful, charming, one of a kind, the Sawdust Festival. Stay tuned for all kinds of interesting interviews with the artists. This is what you do when you want to have an escape and a sort of a natural high without the drugs. You just get into like the 3D art, right? Is that what you're trying to do for everybody? Of course, I have to find out how this all started because I'm so like drawn to this stuff. John Lucero, how did you get involved in this kind of artwork?
I had always strived for a three-dimensional look. I had been in this show for 4 years. I come up with a concept actually coming out of the canvas and back in with my style.
I like that. Go ahead.
The freedom of motion and music and dance with colors, with black backgrounds. And white spots.
Are you a dancer then?
I can dance.
Let me see. Jay is the president now of the Sawdust Festival. Do you think people appreciate that this is not in a catalog, that this is not at Kmart or Target? Right. Are we losing that, or do you feel like there's still an underlying current of appreciation for real art?
We stay true to our ideals of handmade art, even when things were hard, when the economy kind of fell and everybody was buying overseas. We just stay true to what we believed in, and now it's coming around, I think, full circle, and a lot of people are interested in buying art that's made by the hands of the people who sell it.
Beautiful man. Love him. Love him. Okay. All right. Enjoy your show. Thanks. And Larry, we're gonna go all over now. Are you ready? So Larry, Liz has told me, the artist, that I need to step inside before I interview her. So if I don't return, this is the person that you send the police to interview if I don't come back out of that. Are you ready? Okay, here we go. So wipe your feet. Oh, whoops.
Oh, no, we're going to close the door on you.
What? Oh my gosh.
The cameraman can go in with you, no problem.
Okay, I'll be very careful, I promise. Oh my gosh, you guys. Oh my God. Okay, Larry, are you going to come in? Is my face like way too big in the camera? Because that's probably not even right. What is supposed to happen in here? Do you feel anything, Larry? That is such an escape. Explain to me what the purpose is. Because they're colors. Is it about chakras? Is it about energy? Is it what is the concept behind that?
I really want to find the sweet spot between where science and spirituality and human experience all come together.
This looks like a labyrinth.
That is a labyrinth. I actually do a couple different labyrinth designs. That is actually called a goddess labyrinth. Or a Baltic wheel, and that design is about 800 years old. Those particular styles of labyrinths were found around the Baltic Sea in Northern Europe.
So this is like coming home for me, and I cannot believe this, but when I was working here, I had this young lady, Kat Youngstead, make my wedding dress.
I'm 72 now.
What?
Yes.
So we will be tied to the sawdust forever. And I remember, I don't know if you remember this, but I was busy working and I basically gave you some ideas of what I wanted. And then you said, do you want to try it on before your wedding? I said, oh, one time. I ran in here and tried it on during work. And I said, that looks great, thanks. So what has changed in the wedding dress world since I've seen you?
Well, I don't do wedding dress anymore because it's so, so much detail, and I'm getting older.
It's so great to see you again. I'm so happy.
I'm so glad to see you. I just say you're still 25 or 18.
Yeah, well, of course I am. Yeah. What I love about the festival is that you can't have a preconceived idea of who these artists are and what they're supposed to look like. Okay, so tell us who you are and what your art is.
Well, I'm Grant, and my medium is mixed medium. It's mostly acrylic painting. I'm a graphic designer also to pay the bills. But I do art festivals also, like I do like festivals in Beverly Hills and like La Jolla, and mostly like kind of like regional art festivals.
Congratulations on your success, and we'll look to see your work out on someone's wall. Okay. Okay, so once again, I walked into a booth and I didn't even know who I'm talking to, but I love the booth. So tell me who you are, what this is.
How would I know that? I only make them. It's I have no idea. I have no control over the process. I'm doing what comes out of my mind, and so I assume this reflects my personality really well, such as it is. No, I have no idea.
And your name?
My name is Nikolai.
Nikolai.
I'm from far away, hence the name.
Where?
Sweden. I'm Swedish.
We are taking a little break and having a seat and relaxing here in a place that I feel like I've gone back into the Wild Wild West. I feel like I'm at Gunsmoke or something. First of all, tell us your name, and I guess this is leather work that you do?
I'm a silversmith and leather guy.
And your name is?
Bob Foster.
Bob Foster. Who would get into this? Who would start, and how would someone start getting into this kind of work?
Well, myself, I was just a really belligerent little hippie with no job. And I needed something to do, and I already knew about the leather thing, so.
So tell me about your customers. What do you have all different types, or is there a kind of a one type of person that you see buy your stuff a lot?
Well, I really like customers that have foot problems, that have like a heel spur, or neuromas or stuff, because it's really easy to change that for them.
How is that?
Well, the footbed is the secret.
And what can you tell us your secret?
The orthotic part.
So I would not think of leather work and an orthotic, but you're saying the orthotic is made out of leather?
No, the orthotic is to conform to the inside of the arch, the front and rear arch, and so you make them so that the person can wear the damn shoes.
So they can wear their damn shoes. We stopped by Amy's, and she has been showing her artwork for about 9 years, and so thought it was time to check in with another lady and find out how it's going. So when you start the season, what are your thoughts? Do you have a theme in mind? Do you think how I did last year? How do you approach the Sawdust Festival?
I really don't approach so much from how I did last year, but I follow sort of my intuition on what I feel like is sort of the life force energy coming out of Laguna Beach.
How do you describe your work then? Obviously painting.
Yes. I work on oil, on linen, on canvas, and it's more of an expressionist, contemporary take on the environment. I really feel strongly about protecting our environment, and I think by depicting it and capturing it, it brings people's awareness to the beauty and the light around them. And then within their homes, these pieces are supposed to sort of breathe into their home and capture that energy that you experience.
I am excited to talk to what we would call a Virgin Sawdust Festival exhibitor, a newbie. That means it's your very first year. And Jeff Levinsky, we are in his booth. First of all, I guess welcome to the Sawdust Festival.
Thank you. It's really fun to be here. I'm very excited. I try to do my best. We built a really cool booth. I had one of my friends who's a furniture designer come in and help me. We built this in panels so that we could remove it really easily and screwed everything in. And I waxed the floors. And I really spent a lot of time with little details. Like I have a captain's wheel and fun stuff for kids to play with. And then my art is inspired by my daughter. She's 16 months old and she loves animals. And so like my wife and I are both meditators and yogis, and we are into like consciousness. And so I'm bringing the consciousness aspect to the artwork. And I'm painting on raw wood, like that's zebra wood, and this is purple heart and rosewood, and then I did a piece on bloodwood, and a few are on canvas. This one's on canvas, but it's with texture paint, so it has a lot of like dimension to it, and I used Swarovski crystals to give it a really deep feel. And then that one's on an old treasure map, and it's a reclaimed piece. I found an old tabletop, and so I like to find cool things and repurpose them, and I'm really into working with exotic hardwoods right now because I see that.
Oh, did you want to tell me about your snack? Okay, bye-bye now. See how good I am with kids? Thank God my kids are teenagers. Okay, all right, let's go back up to the normal height. And I'm embarrassed to say I don't even know who I'm talking to, so who am I?
Yeah, because I still haven't put my name up. I am Patricia ONeill.
Okay, Patricia ONeill, and how do you describe your work?
I basically say mixed media.
Mixed media.
Which usually means like assemblage and different things mixed together, which I do, but mixed media is because I'm all over the place. I paint, I sculpt, you know, and all these different things.
We just wanted to get a little bit, find out who you are and give you credit. And I love what you're doing here. It's very creative. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I'm standing in the booth with Diane, right? Yeah, of course. And Ruth Wright. And because I have so many friends named Dion that I have to remind myself, because it's been how many years since I've seen you?
I don't remember, but I founded the show in 1968.
Okay, so that's why we're here, is that this gentleman here could probably tell you lots of stories. What?
In fact, I wrote a bunch of them.
Okay, so describe to me the difference between when you started with the Sawdust Festival, what year that was, and what it is now.
Well, there's some debate about what year it was. We founded it in 1968 on this ground as the Sawdust Festival, but there were precursor shows for a few years before that. It was designed to be a completely free forum where no censorship would take place, as it was taking place at the Festival of Arts in various instances over the years. This show goes on for 2 months with activity on both ends, setting it up and taking it down. And the suite of people know each other in a village kind of a way, but they only know each other for 20% of the year, and then we go off and do whatever else we do for the other 80% of the year. But the relationships that form, they're a half a century old, a lot of them, you know, so there's a strange continuity in this interrupted life that we have.
Thank you for sharing your voice here at the Sawdust Festival.
I appreciate it. Yeah, nice to see you.
Yes. Thank you, Ruth. All right, let's move on, Larry. I am here with Dr. Neon. I honestly, I don't even know how to start. First of all, I love that you are just, this is you. I love that. How do we start with who you are and what this is about?
Well, you can call me Bruce.
Okay.
I was hedging all bets. They told me that I would probably never get angel wings, so I figured I'd start now, just in case.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I would like to get, if you don't mind, into your creative space. Tell me about you, what this represents, who you are as an artist.
I started out as a jeweler, and from jewelry, I went on to neon. So I learned how to do metalwork that I was never, I was a stick welding kind of guy, and I learned how to make metal art. So I've moved on into metal art just as the butterfly. So I do a lot of butterflies. So I've taken it in a much more whimsical.
You just hit my move with your wing. I just want to tell you that. I think we're really connected now in a weird way. He just hit his. Did you see that? He hit in the. Anyway.
It was good for the wing.
What's your favorite piece in here? Do you have one?
Yeah, I do actually. I kind of like. I just did this one. I really like this one. This is a monarch butterfly on a milkweed for the wind, and I just think that's a. I just like that spirit of, that the butterfly makes this journey of 1,000 miles and he never makes it. That butterfly, that's not the same butterfly. That butterfly, it's inbred that he's going to make that journey and he dies long before he ever gets to Mexico. And that butterfly, his larva, the next caterpillar, gets to go. So that is one of my absolute favorite new pieces.
Wait, what's with all the knives?
Well,
a lot of
knives. I've been making knives for quite a while now. And my knives are art. They're not really a knife as a knife goes. When guys come up and they do that macho thing and they ask you, what's the rock? Well, I go, George Lincoln or, Norman. I'm not talking scale. I mean, it's strictly artwork. When you buy a knife from me, you're buying an extension of my expression of what a knife should be.
What I found fascinating is I think for someone who isn't an artist, who doesn't have that creativity, it's hard to understand your process, what drives you, your soul. I think that, I don't know, can you explain what it's like to be an artist, really?
Obsessive compulsive, neurotic, jealousy. Most artists are kind of pricks. On the whole, yeah, because we get jealous when we see something better, and there's always something better. You can never say, I'm the best, because there's always somebody who's better than you, always. There is no, it's like giving a 10 in the Olympics. There is no 10. It's a 999. There's always room for improvement.
Back,
Bad comic, it's
I know,
alive.
I don't think I can, but we're going to come, yeah.
Bad artist. There's Neon over there.
We're going to come back, Larry. I'm going to come back some other day and just hang out with him and talk to him, and we're just going to do a whole separate interview. This was fantastic. Great to meet you, and congratulations.
On what?
Yeah, on everything.
The baby's not due till next week.
Okay, well, anyway, so you could just take off and we'll just hang out and talk. And I'm gonna put some wings on and a tutu, and we'll be right back.